Vidyam cha. Vidyam cha. Avidyam cha. Vidyam cha. Avidyam cha. Yastadvedo. 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 Ubhayam saha. Ubhayam saha. Saha. Not visarga. Yastadvedo ubhayam saha. Sakara and hakara. Ubhayam saha. Yastadvedo ubhayam saha. Avidyeya. Avidyeya. Mrutyum tirtva. Avidyeya mrutyum tirtva. Vidyeya amrutam-ashnute. Vidyeya amrutam-ashnute. Sharma was praising you yesterday.
Oh.
I told him she is very regular to the class. I said, that is her nature. Whatever she takes up, she does it very regularly and seriously. That's my aunt was telling me.
Yeah.
Avidya mrutyam tirtva vidya amrutam-ashnute. Yajurveda 40.14. Yajurveda 40.14. 40.14. Vidyancha avidyancha yastadvedo ubhayam saha. Avidya mrutyam tirtva vidya amrutam-ashnute. So two things are there. One is vidya, another one is avidya. In general parlance, vidya and avidya are opposites. Vidya, knowing, avidya, not knowing, ignorance. That's in general parlance. But here, avidya is not to be taken as ignorance or opposite of vidya. It's also knowledge. Vidya is also a type of knowledge. Avidya is also a type of knowledge. It's not having knowledge. Then what's the difference? Vidya is that knowledge which is required to attain moksha, mukti, salvation. Avidya is not that. It's a routine and mundane knowledge, which will not help us to attain moksha or mukti or get out of this birth and death cycle. The one which helps us to get out of birth and death cycle is named as vidya, and all other knowledge is considered as avidya. So this is how to understand. It's not that vidya is knowledge and avidya is ignorance or not having knowledge. It's not like that. Elsewhere, it's like that only. Elsewhere. Here in this mantra, it's not so. Elsewhere, when they speak of avidya, it is ignorance. Particularly, I am referring to this very word avidya used in Patanjali Yoga Darshana. In Patanjali's Yoga Darshana, he speaks of avidya as that where we see truth in untruth. Actually, it is true, but I feel it as untruth. And untruth in truth, opposite of it. I see untruth as truth. So this mistaking truth for untruth and untruth for truth is called as avidya. It continues to define nitya, anitya. Nitya is one which is eternal. Anitya is which is temporary. Now seeing nitya in an anitya and anitya in nitya, he calls it as avidya. Mistaking one for the other. He continues saying there, sukha dukkha. Mistaking sukha for dukkha and dukkha for sukha. This also he says avidya. Okay, that's a different context. So, mistaking one for the other, he calls it avidya, and that avidya leads us to all sorts of misery. That's called as klesha. He calls it klesha. For all sorts of misery, this avidya is one of the main causes. And he names another 4 along with avidya. Avidya, that's one he says. Asmita. Asmita is too much of egoism. Ego is okay. But to make this ego a very important thing leads to so many problems. Ego just to maintain our entity is fine. Actually, I am a different entity. So I understand myself as a different entity, and to that extent ego is okay. But if I exaggerate, if I blow up that ego, then it is a cause for all misery. So that's what he calls as asmita. Raga, dvesha. Raga is too much of indulgence. Dvesha is too much of hatred. Too much of indulgence, hatred, and abhinivesha. He says abhinivesha is the stress due to fear of death. Abhinivesha. The stress due to fear of death. So these 5 he says, avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. These are all the main causes for any of our misery, any of our problems. Okay, that's keeping them apart, just for information I said. Here avidya means the mundane knowledge, and we are involved in the mundane things so much, in the worldly things so much, that we get lost in it. This he calls it as avidya. So when you raise above these mundane things, these worldly things, yes, you'll be thinking spiritually, and the focus will be on the soul, and that takes us, that helps us to get out of this birth and death cycle, and that he refers to as vidya, here in the Veda Mantra. The Rishi refers to it as vidya. So this basic definition of vidya and avidya, he proceeded. Vidyancha avidyancha yastadvedo ubhayam saha. In proximity, in comparison, who knows both vidya and avidya. Avidya also is required because that he exists in this world. It's not that I don't know what it. I have to exist here. But I should know that this is a temporary thing and this will not lead me to salvation. That's very important. That is knowing avidya rightly. As long as I'm in the Sharir Brahmanas, as long as I'm in this world, I should know these things. But I should not get confused that that is the end of life. This is only a base upon which I have to build a spiritual structure. And how this spiritual structure should be built, that is known as vidya. So vidyam cha, avidyam cha, and vidya and avidya. Yastadvedo ubhayam saha. Yaha yastad yaha tat veda ubhayam. Yaha tad ubhayam veda. Saha, together. Parallelly. It's not one will know avidya first and vidya later, or vidya first and avidya. It's not like that. Saha, together. Parallelly, one has to understand both vidya and avidya. Vidyamcha avidyamcha yaha tat veda ubhayam saha. Refer ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ವಿದ್ಯಾಂಚ ಅವಿದ್ಯಾಂಚ ಯಸ್ತದ್ವೇದೋ ಉಭಯಂ ಸಹ. What next? Yes. I tried to know Vidya as well as Avidya simultaneously. What next? Then says, Avidya mrutyum tirtva. Mrityu is the one which is subject to death. That means which is temporary. This world, our relationship with this world is temporary. With the conditions what we are born in, it's temporary. That we know very well. It's not a permanent thing. One day it is going to end. So realizing that these circumstances where we are born and will live, this world, it is something which is temporary, which is subject to death, which is subject to expiry. So realizing that, then what will do? Oh, this is not my permanent relationship. This is not the one where I live always. This is not eternal. Then it is something which is eternal. That question will open up and that path will open up. I think on those lines. Once I understand that this is subject to death, this is a temporary relationship. Avidya mrutyum tirtva. When I know this world well, immediately I come to an understanding that this world is not permanent. These relationships are not permanent. There is something else which is permanent and what I am seeking for, what I am in search of. So once that point arises in my mind, then we start investigating, I start knowing something about Vidya. Vidya is the way or the method or the path or the knowledge which takes me out of this birth and death cycle. And there, that position is known as salvation, moksha, mukti, nirvana, whatever you call it. And there it is just bliss and peace for a long, long, long time. Relatively, it is permanent. Relatively, it is eternal. So I think about that. Once I understand the temporary nature of this world, the temporary nature of this world, my relationship with this world. I will be motivated to think about the other side of life. That is, apart from birth and death cycle. Avidya mrutyum tirtva. Tirtva is tri tarana samplavana yoho. That's the root. Tri tarana samplavana yoho. That is to wade and swim across. To wade and swim across. If you consider this whole mundane world as a big ocean, that's what many people refer to it as Bhava Sagara. Sagara is ocean. Bhava Sagara is this mundane ocean. It's a big ocean. That's a metaphor they give. This mundane world is a big ocean. Now we have to cross this ocean and go to the other bank. With the help of course, Vidya. This Bhavasagara is the birth and death cycle, a big ocean-like thing, and I cross over and reach the other end where there is no Bhavasagara, there is no birth and death. Bhavasagara is associated with, linked with birth and death. If I cross it over, there is no birth and death. I am free from this birth and death. I am free from getting for me the Sharir Indriya Manas. I am just in a pure state of my own self and experiencing peace and bliss for a long, long, long time. So to cross over this Bhavasagara, this mundane, worldly things, through Tarana. So we wade and swim across this. We cross this. And finally what we do? Vidya Amrutam Ashnute. Amruta is a state of eternity. Vidya Amrutam Ashnute. Ashabhakshane Ashnute. That state of eternal peace and bliss we will be able to experience with the help of Vidya. When you know both, then you will get that motivation to cross over Avidya and go to Vidya. If I don't know that Vidya exists, I'll be submerged in these worldly things. I'll get lost in this worldly ocean, mundane ocean, Sudhakara. I get lost in it. Vidyancha avidyancha yastadvedo vayam saha avidyaya mrityum tirtva vidyaya amrutam ashnuti. Both have got their own uses. Avidya helps me to lead a good life here and understand that this is temporary and cross over this bhavasagara. And by knowing Vidya, I will have that clear-cut idea as to how to overcome this birth and death cycle, to cross over this bhavasagara and be in a state of eternity. Vidya amrutam vashnute. That thrill tarana samplavana yoho. Avidya mrityum tirtva. Tirtva is by wading through, by swimming across, by crossing. Here one very important thing is there. That is related to several other mantras. Okay, you have to cross over this worldly ocean, Bhavasagara, this mundane. How do you do it? So that's a question, not in this mantra, but elsewhere. But knowing that will help me understand this mantra better. He says, okay, you have got an ocean which you have to cross over and go to the other bank and experience eternity. Fine. How do you go? Then one very simple thing what we immediately do is swim over, swim across. Swim across. Now in elsewhere the Veda mantra says, the one who takes to this option of swimming across is lost. Because this ocean is so big and he with his own effort, he can never swim across. It's not a small channel, okay, fine. He can swim across. If it's a small river, he can cross. But it's a very big ocean of mundane things. It's impossible, literally, to cross over this. So one who takes the option of swimming across this is lost. Then how to go? And he says, don't worry, don't think about swimming. Take a big ship and cross over. That would be easier. Take a ship and cross over. Don't try to swim. If you try to swim, you will be lost. You will get tired. And at one point of time, you will get yourself drowned in that. That's what you are all doing. We are all trying to swim across this worldly thing and you will never reach the other end. So he says, no, don't do it. Veda elsewhere says, take a ship, take a huge ship, maybe 1,000 times greater than the Titanic. Take such a ship, it will be easy for it to cross over this. But one more thing he says, it's not just a ship. Ship is okay. Some people will take the ship and we become the captains of that ship. Then also you will be lost. Because you don't know the length and breadth of that ocean, even if you are the captain of that ship. And what to do? Have an experienced captain to drive that ship. Who is that? He says, that is Satchidananda. That's the beauty of it. Take a ship, the captain being the Satchidananda. He knows the length and breadth of this ocean and will safely take you to the other bank. You can be very, very comfortable and safe in that ship led by Satchidananda. And the word what they use is Varunasya Navam. In elsewhere in Vedamata it says, and now we will be seeing that again. Varunasya Navam. Varuna is the captain who is worthy to be chosen, is worthy to be taken shelter under. And he will lead that Nava. Nava is ship. Ship. The auspicious ship. The secured ship. A very comfortable ship. Capable ship. But please note that the captain has to be Satchidananda, not you or me. Get into that ship led by him and you are sure to cross over this worldly sea. Varunasya Navam. So don't take the first option of swimming across. You'll get drowned at one point of time. Because so big. The ocean is so vast that you cannot swim across. Take a ship, that's excellent, that's a better option, but that ship should be captained by Satyananda, not you. Because you don't know the length and breadth of it. You don't have the route map to the other bank. So you get lost again. Yes, ship is there, but still you will not reach the goal and you will be wandering here and there on the ocean. Maybe you don't get submerged, but still you will not reach the goal. Your purpose is not achieved. Then have an experienced, omniscient captain. Who is that experienced and omniscient captain? That's the Satyananda. Have him as the captain. The Svarnasya now, you get into that ship captained by him and you are sure to reach the other bank. Captain, Kaptan. Kaptan. A Kaptan has to be Varuna, Satyananda. Kaptan, use the same word for captain. Kaptan. Vidyancha vidyancha yastadvedo bhayam saha. You know both vidya and avidya. Worldly knowledge is also is required. Because it exists, you have to sustain and do your good jobs here. And then you see impetus to cross over the ocean. So that's also required. But that's not the end of it, that's the beauty of it. It's not that I should not know the worldly things. I have to live here, I have to know all these things. But I have to be sure that it is not the end of it. It's only a means. Means is different, end is different. So you should be very clear about that too. Whatever helps the soul to cross over this birth and death cycle, that's all vidya. You have to segregate vidya from avidya. Avidya is also required, vidya is also required. But here avidya doesn't mean the opposite of vidya, but that means the worldly knowledge, the mundane knowledge. Know them both simultaneously, side by side, comparatively. Then you will be able to understand the importance of vidya. Avidya is also required, but that's not the end of it. You will know the importance and greatness of vidya. And that's where we go wrong in this world. Everyone to teach us avidya. But very few people who talk about vidya. So it is like a swimmer helping another swimmer to cross over this big ocean. He himself is not capable. He himself is not having any ship of his own. Even if he has the ship, he doesn't know the route map. He doesn't have a compass. And he helps us. How is it possible? So one beautiful simile is given. A blind man leading another person. Another blind man. A blind man leading another blind man. How can they reach the goal? They cannot. That's how the whole world is groping in ignorance. The whole world is groping in ignorance. Everyone says, I will lead you. Of course, we are blind. Everyone says, we will lead you. And who is it? He's another blind man. How can he lead? That's what has happened. So, real vidya is required. Real vidya is required, which will transcend us from its mundane affairs to an eternal bliss and peace. Vidyancha, avidyancha, yaha tad Veda. One who knows both by study, experience, experimentation, he is capable of overcoming these mundane affairs and he will finally land up in, or he will cross over this Bhavasagara, this ocean of worldly thing, and reach the other bank where it is Amrutam. Amrutam. Amrutam is eternity. Ashrute, he experiences that Amrutatva. Otherwise, he will be in the birth and death cycle. He dies and born again. He dies and born again. And it's a continuous chain which goes on. Has to get out of it. That's the ultimate goal of every one of us. To get out of this and experience peace and bliss for a long, long, long time. It's very easy to differentiate these two people. One who is in avidya and another who knows avidya and also vidya. One who is in avidya is always chasing these worldly things. I want money, I want fame, I want this, I want that. He'll be chasing after all these worldly requirements and worldly luxuries. Bhoga jivana. He'll be not in that. And he thinks that's the ultimate thing. If I get all these things, I'm the happiest fellow. And that's the end of life. But once they get it, then they will understand they have not got what they wanted, and what all they have got is all useless. That they will not the end. But what's the use? The whole life is gone. One who knows both vidya and avidya, he says, okay, I want avidya, I want material things to lead my life and to sustain myself. So it's a simple life I want. Once I am through these, my basic needs, if they are satisfied, then my next thing is to make myself spiritually progress. It just deviates and takes to the other goal. First goal is fine. It's a milestone. To achieve things required for leading a simple life is necessary. It says, up to that I will know. Up to that I will involve myself in these worldly things. Once I have reached that stage, I don't continue in the same direction. I will just reorient myself and go towards the spiritual focus. So this is possible only for one who knows both vidya and avidya. Without achieving this avidya to a certain level, we cannot start the journey on vidya route. But some people, they straight away go to vidya route, but they become a prey on the society because they are not able to sustain themselves. They have not achieved anything in worldly things. They will not succeed. One who ends up in avidya will never reach the goal. One who directly approaches vidya is an escapist and he is not doing his duty in this world. Both should be balanced. This I have told you several times. In another Vedas, it's ubhayatra te artham. That's what it says. Your goal is two. It's not one. Achieve the first one, take to the second one. Achieving the first goal is knowing avidya and being successful in life, in leading a simple life on your own, without depending on anyone, without being a prey on the society, without being a burden on the society. Then reorient and take the other goal, that's your spiritual goal. Ubhayatra te artham. Vedas are very clear as to how we should lead life and what should be our goal and where we are. It is a clear route map for us. Only then, yes, we will be satisfied by attaining both goals. Otherwise, we will be lost somewhere and still we will be groping in our dissatisfaction and discontentment. I haven't got what I wanted. But I got all the worldly things. But still, he is not at peace. He will not be able to experience bliss. Because that is what he wanted really, but he went in the wrong direction to a wrong goal. So one should know both vidya and avidya. That's what this Veda mantra warns us. Vidyancha vidyancha yaha tad vedaha ubhayam saha. One who knows both, he'll be successful in life. Here, he'll be successful after life also. Avidyaya mrityam tirtva vidyaya amrutam ashvata. They will reach such a stage of eternity, such a state of bliss and peace, and they will be comfortable for a long, long time without the botheration of getting again into this birth and death cycle. They are freed from it. Yajurveda 40.14. Now any mistake that Vedas speak about renunciation. Vedas doesn't speak about renunciation. It says, be successful in your worldly life. But be careful, that is not the end of it. It's very important. That's not the end of it, that's not your goal. That's only for your sustenance. Once you are able to sustain, then immediately change your goal to the spiritual upliftment, the spiritual progress, spiritual goal. Mundane goal is achieved with simple life. But to take being successful in mundane life itself as the goal, one day you will feel sorry for it. You will have everything and say, I don't have anything. Because actual thing what we are in need of is a peace and bliss. This you will not get when we are submerged, when we are drowned in the mundane affairs. Now imagine how the world will be if they realize this truth. We are all in a mad race to attain greater and greater heights in mundane life. Now that mad race will come to an end. Okay, I have achieved my basic needs. Thank you. I am not in the race. We get out of the race automatically, willfully. That's very, very important. Because this race for mundane things is the dirtiest thing that can happen. Why wars? Why disturbance? Why friction? Why enmity? Why jealousy? Why avariciousness? It's all because we think mundane thing is the ultimate thing and we don't have any other thing. We are not able to see the other path. And to change path at one point of time. Then there is no enmity, there is no race among ourselves. When this race is too much, we all suffer. The whole world is sitting on the volcano of the Third World War because of this attitude. Any day it may erupt. We don't know. There's a lot of tension. Every country is piling up arms and ammunitions. Because they think that getting mundane things, getting mastery over the mundane things is success. No, it's not. We are jeopardizing the existence of jeopardizing the peace and bliss of every one of us with that. We are not supposed to do it. Okay, fine. You get your basic needs. Stop there. Change your path and take the spiritual progress. There should be a turning point in our life. If the turning point is not reached, or if we are ignorant about the turning point, we are creating problems for ourselves and also our fellow beings. Vedas give us a clear path. Reach that milestone, change the course. Avidya mrityum tirtva vidya amrutam ashnute. So that point is achieving the basic needs. That's the end of it. Then change the course. That's a turning point. It gives a clear indication as to what it is. Whether the world does it or not, that's a different issue. If we understand and do it, yes, we will be blessed. Vidyancha vidyancha yastadvedo ubhayam saha avidya mrityum tirtva. Tirtva is to cross over. To cross over, don't try to swim. Don't have a ship which you run. Have a ship with the captaincy of that Satyananda. You are safe to cross over comfortably and reach the other bank. Varunasya navam. That's how it is referred to as. The experience in that ship of Varunasya Nava is so exemplary and so excellent, it is no parallel. That's what another Veda mantra says that we will see sometime again. So with this, we should be able to understand life rightly and lead life rightly. And it's not just appeasing the needs of our Sharirindra Manas, that's ultimate. They need appeasement, fine. But once Sharirindra Manas is appeased at the lowest end possible, it's possible for me to turn over to the spiritual path, and that takes me to the real happiness. That takes me towards real experience of peace and bliss. That's the essence of this whole Veda mantra. Know both, have one to a limit, and reorient yourself to achieve that peace and bliss. By getting out of it, and that is eternity, that is Amrutatva. Okay, thank you for the day.